How did you all get through Mercury retrograde? Did it give you a hard time? Did things go wrong? Did communication go a bit haywire? In this video, I'm going to talk about my findings and what I've intuitively discovered about Mercury retrograde and its whole influence on our lives. Hi and welcome back. My name's Francisca. I make spiritual videos and tarot reveals and all sorts of videos on all sorts of topics around that. So Mercury retrograde, we're just coming out the other side of it. It officially ended on the 28th, but we've got a little bit of an after shadow going on at the moment, which can still have an effect. But I did a lot of reflecting during it because at the start of it I had a couple of mishaps. And you know, technical and mechanical mishaps are very, very common during a Mercury retrograde. It can have a huge impact on those things. It can also affect our communication with people and things like that. It's not a great time to negotiate contracts and things like that usually either, because things can go a bit haywire. But with the technical effects, you know, I had a hole in my exhaust pipe and my clutch did something very strange, which I think I've managed to sort out. But for me that's quite a big deal because I travel a lot. I have a mobile home and I travel around and catch up with my clients in all different towns, so when things go wrong with the vehicle, that's always a bit of a big deal to me. So I thought, wow, okay, and I was trying to sort of push this travel, this touring, this doing thing. And I thought, well, it's just not working. And the more I thought about Mercury retrograde, it's like Mercury appears to be going backwards. It's not actually going backwards, but it looks like it to astronomers and astrologers and so forth. Which means it's a time to stop and reflect and to go inwards and to look at where we've come from, what we've been through, what's brought us to now, maybe go over some old ground. That doesn't mean you have to spend the whole time just navel gazing about the past, but it's a good time to sort of process things, catch up with yourself rather than pushing and forcing forwards. So once I worked that out, I decided, okay, I'm just going to hang around here. I went to a nice lake for a while and caught up with some friends, which was awesome, and just let things go a bit, slowed down, took my time, stopped pushing, stopped forcing, right up until yesterday when I got impatient because it was ending and created havoc with my website, which wasn't too good. But I think I've sorted that out. It seems to be okay again. I just did a few things and they went a bit wonky. So I thought, yeah, okay, I'm pushing it again. I'm trying to do, achieve, make, do. It's a time for relaxing. And I think that very strongly. If the planetary influence is about slowing down, almost stopping, almost going backwards, appearing to go backwards, then if we're in harmony with that, then we stop pushing forward. Then we don't force things and we don't make things happen faster than they naturally want to during that time. So I think it really works actually. You know, it's pretty hard probably to manage in today's, you know, fast-paced life and things like that. Everybody's in a rush, everybody's got to be places and do things. But just next Mercury retrograde, because this happens usually a few times a year, take your time, take a deep breath and go one step at a time, and you won't have as many mishaps. I feel very strongly it's because we push things, we try to make things happen, and sometimes the energy's right for that because all the energy is moving with us towards what we're trying to achieve. But when the energy is moving backwards and we're trying to push forwards, we're going to run into a little bit of strife. And because we're electromagnetic beings, and so is everything around us, that whole conflict of energy is going to have an impact on our technology, our mechanical things, and may also confuse other people and cause the issues with communication that can come up around Mercury retrograde, you know. People just not quite understanding each other, upsetting each other, offending each other, not quite coming across how you wanted to, and things like that. which if we're really forcing and pushing, that's quite easy for that to happen. So those have been sort of my conclusions, just by being very aware through this last Mercury retrograde and really going within and listening to it and paying attention to it, rather than going, I must strive, I must achieve, I must drive, I must travel, I must get to the next town. I just went, no. I'm just going to slow down, cruise. I still worked, but I didn't sort of push really hard to promote myself and do a whole lot of stuff. I just kind of went with what came up and worked at a much more comfortable, relaxed pace. So this is something I want to definitely look more into in the future, so I'll probably carry on from this video at some point. But to me, it's very, very logical to not force or push or make things happen. You know, it's not a good idea to rebuild your website or start setting up a whole new technology, you know, for example. Doing things with your technology, like make sure you have backups and things like that for your content and stuff like that you have on your iPad or your computer or wherever you have it. Have backups before Mercury retrograde. Don't start pulling apart your car maybe. And try not to negotiate contracts and deals too much during that time, because they can get confused and you can come out of it going, oh, it's not quite what I wanted. So not the best time. Sometimes we have to. I had it one year when I was traveling with a group and I had to sign my contract during one, and it was okay. But I also didn't sort of push it too hard or negotiate it too much or anything like that. I kept it pretty straightforward and simple and just went along with the flow. So those to me are the secrets of getting through Mercury retrograde without craziness and chaos happening all around you. And I didn't want to make this video until we came to the end of it, okay? I've been thinking about it and preparing for this video for a couple of weeks now. But I wanted to, you know, keep trying it out for a bit longer. So, yeah, next Mercury retrograde will be interesting, because I'm just going to be prepared for it and just flow through it gently, easily, rather than forcing and pushing and worrying and stressing and rushing myself, because that creates chaotic energy. It's a good time to go within, to find out where you've come from, what's been going on in your life, catch up with yourself, within yourself. You know, most of us lead pretty busy lives, a lot's going on. Sometimes it's good to stop and take a deep breath and go, hang on, how did I get to here? And to even go over the past a little bit, you know, if you've had something that's been going on and sort of repeating itself, you know, maybe you've been attracting the same kind of partner, repeating a pattern with that, or getting treated badly at work, or something that's just been going on and for quite a while. It's a good time to look at that a bit and go back and go, hang on, how can I actually approach that differently in the future? What do I need to learn from that? It's a good time for learning, for awareness, and for meditation and going within and things like that. It's a very, and if we do that, we can come out of it wiser, feeling more connected, ready for the next burst, the next step, sure of where we've come from and sure of where we want to go. So, yeah, Mercury retrograde, these are the nice bits of it. You know, everything has a good and a negative. So, yeah, keep these things in mind. I'm not sure when exactly the next Mercury retrograde is. I'll have a look on Google. Google will know. Some astrologer out there would have put it out there by now. And yeah, if you want to try it out with me, see how you go next time, we could keep in touch. I'll definitely make another video during the next one about it. And also let me know in the comments below how you found this Mercury retrograde, whether you've had anything crazy going on or if it's been pretty easy going. And if it has been easy going, how that worked for you, you know, what sort of state of mind were you in during it, were you relaxed, is that why it was relaxed, things like that. It's very interesting to me, and probably many others too. So anyway, thank you for joining me in this video, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and lots of love to you all, and see you in my next video.